Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Just about an hour ago, you got to see the Golden Eagles take a very decisive victory over Ferris State. It was a 3-0, and it was not close, to put it nicely.
It was a match, all right.
Yeah. 250-0 map 3, 50-18 map 2, and 4-0 map 1. It was just a slaughter from USM. That was a great series from them, but we are heading into what I've been told by a few different people that is one of the matches of the year in college Halo. This has been one that a lot of people have been looking forward to. Yeah. Us especially. I enjoy getting to see this team play, so yeah, certainly excited to see this matchup. We got this. I don't know if we saw it on LAN when they were here, but obviously it's a little different of a team anyways. But it is going to be the Southern Miss Golden Eagles taking on the Aggies of Utah State. This is just a powerhouse matchup, pretty much outside of the top two. You're basically looking at one of these teams will likely end up being your third seed overall in the end of the regular season. So both teams very, very strong, and they're just looking to claim that third spot, essentially.
Yeah. My prediction here is I think this will be a very good series. I think we'll at least see 4 maps, hopefully maybe 5. I don't know, man. But the first map is, you want to break it to them, or?
It is Strongholds on Interference. If you guys want to go take a nap and wait until this map's over, you got about 15 minutes, because this will either be the longest interference of all time or the shortest, and either way, it is quite boring. It's not a fun map, but it is what it is. Southern Miss is 0-0 on this map. They have not played it in season yet. I don't even know how many times this has been in the rotation to begin with. So like I don't think many teams have even played this, at least in CHalo, for official matches. Obviously they're still scrimming the map.
It's so bad.
But looking at the rest of the series, we have Slayer on Recharge for map number 2. Southern Miss currently 2-0. Plus 50-point differential. Oddball Streets, where Southern Miss is also 2-0 for map 3. Then you have King of the Hill on Livefire and Slayer on Solitude if we go the full distance, where Southern Miss has not had a good time. They're 0-2, minus 13. And you want to know who they played on those two?
No.
It is UNG and Fisher again.
That's not that bad, though.
No, that's actually quite good.
Not that bad.
So Slayer on Solitude, I think, was map 5 of the UNG series as well.
Yes.
And they ended up losing like 50-40 or 50-30 or something like that. I don't remember off the top of my head.
That was the week I was MIA, not feeling too hot. But if I was there helping coach them, they were winning that game 5. I'm just letting you know.
It was a very good series, but this one is now a little bit different. Of course, again, we have interference map 1. Apologies to any viewers, because you're not going to enjoy what you're about to see from anyone. It's not the player's fault. It's literally just the game. The map is just not good. The spawns are bad.
Yeah.
Once you get spawn trapped, like if you start the game on the bad side, you literally will not break out until the game is over and you've lost the game.
Yep.
It's insanely rare to see a team break out of that trap, especially when you have really good teams. Like when you watch this in the Pro League, you're like, what am I even watching? What was the point of that?
Yeah, it's going to probably suck.
But we have a good series outside of interference.
Yeah.
Outside of F1, we have an incredible series ahead. We'll see what ends up happening, though. You know, sometimes you get a really close game on interference, and by sometimes I mean 1 in a million. But hey, 1 in a million's happen here, there, and everywhere. So we'll see if we get that side of it. Now, let's talk about predictions. What are your thoughts going into this series?
Well, obviously, I'm going to give a little bit of favoritism towards the Southern Miss team here. I think it'll probably be a 3-1, hopefully a 3-0, but I do think it'll at least be a 3-1.
So I would have to agree. I do think we are getting a Southern Miss 3-1 victory, mainly just because that 1 coming on interference. I know this is a map that they just, 1, do not like playing, and 2, they are not great on the map. I've seen them play that map a few times in scrims. It is not their strong suit. So if they're going to lose any map in this series, I think it is going to be the interference strongholds. Outside of that, they are a very strong Slayer team. When you have a guy like Widow on your team who is at a 1.64 KD, I mean,
that's
it's just,
good, man.
He is just slaying out. It's that simple.
Yeah, top frag over there.
But as we saw in the last series, Widow didn't even need to get kills, and they were still winning very easily. He went 4 and 4 in the map 1 in the COP.
Well, I'm not going to say why, but...
Well, yes, but at the same time, he didn't have to do a whole lot, which is weird. Not.
It was good team play.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I want to get at. And team play is what you're going to need right here on Interference. That's a map where if you're not playing as a team, you are guaranteed taking the loss. Now we have Thoughtful Face making his return. If you guys watched the LAN in the spring, you got to see him on stage. Now the rest of the squad, though, I believe is completely different from what it was before.
It looks like it. Over here we got, you know, Thoughtful Feet or Thoughtful Face in game, but I love that guy. He's a great player, great leader for this team. After a majority of them left, as you guys can tell from what we're telling you, trust our words.
Cardi's going to grab Overshield. Now it's going to be a pinch here for Cardi and Widow. That's going to be another set dead. They're chasing a third down. Can they get this kill? Absolutely. That's going to be right on the Thoughtful Face. Now 2 up for Utah State, but for how long? As Southern Miss is going to know exactly where they're going to be spawning, where they're going to be going. Widow gets some eyes. That's going to be a player on C. Now looking is Widow has won through this little barrier, if you want to call it that. That's such a weird angle. These two both know that's what is happening. It's going to be a battle for top mid. Can Widow take the fight? And he does. Killing spree on the rip for Southern Miss. Now they're looking to cap C. They're looking to make it a triple cap. It's going to have to be Thoughtful Face getting the kill. And no, he will not. Triple cap for Southern Miss off start.
Yeah, they've had the triple cap for a majority of the game here. The clock is ticking and the score is racking up rapidly. This is what we were saying. It is very one-sided once you get things established. Southern Miss is getting pushed back a little bit here, though, as USU is capping B.
But it's only going to be one player, I believe, that caps that point. So if Southern Miss can get these 2 kills, which they've just done, that's a third. 1 play left, and he's all dead. That is 4 dead for Utah State. And now Southern Miss can once again reestablish the trip cap.
It looks like Widowmaker knows that USU is spawning over here. So is Cardi here for the backup. They're going to pinch these players out and kill them off spawn. As Overshield is sitting there, that player was unable to get taken down by, I don't know who we were spectating, but... let's see who gets this.
That's OS down, and that's a double for Solaire. I don't know if that player ended up popping it. I don't think he did, and I think it is still on the map. You can see it there, and that's another 3, almost 4 dead for Utah State. Southern Miss are just slamming right now.
Yeah, the score is already up to 160-0. This is rough right now. If you're USU, you need to get back into the game ASAP. Otherwise, this is going to be too far gone.
Yeah, I mean, you are in the depths right now, but they have a chance to fight back. That is 2 down for Southern Miss. Make that a third goes away, but you'll have to see what Manny's able to get. It's still a double cap, and Southern Miss is still scoring. I'm not sure where these players of Utah State are. It looks like they're still towards the A side of the map, but we will see them start to rotate across. They need to get a double cap somewhere. Thoughtful Face will get traded out, and you can't have trades right now.
That was a 1-1 trade right there. They both got each other dead at the same time. So, I mean, in my opinion here, I think Southern Miss just walks away with this. There's no way that they choke a 215-0 lead. But, you know, crazier things have happened.
Yeah, but I mean, I agree with you. I just don't see a way you can come back at this point in time, especially on Interference. Barely getting a tiny bit of capture for Utah State, but they just gotta go. They gotta go. They don't have a lot of time left. I mean, they have enough to kind of hold for a second, but they just need a cap right here, right now. And look at Manny on the bench, and this might just do it. Is map 1 could be over right here if these kills go their way, but they don't. So
looks like USU's finally gonna get up on the board here. They do, so there's not a donut on the scoreboard, thankfully.
That would have been 2 250-0s for Southern Miss, and that's a scary sight, but it's going to be OS grabbed. Now you can establish map control if you are Utah State. If you want your comeback, this is where it begins.
You need to be flawless. from here on out. If Southern Miss gets any other capture, it's pretty much over.
Yeah, it definitely would be, especially with how many points they've already accumulated. And you can look at the scoreboard. It's Widowmaker and Manny. 12-4 from Widow, 12-6 from Manny. He's been stepping up today. I am not used to seeing numbers like this from him. Mad respect for him getting it that far, getting it basically just having good numbers. It's just not what you see from him normally. And that's a double cap again for Southern Miss. Cardi gonna slide onto A, gets the capture, but for not for very long. Utah State get it back, but it's now 240-40. You're down 200 points, and it's just such a tough spot. You're getting traded out now. Southern Miss has again hopped on the point. Do they have a chance to take this one here? And it looks like they may just do it, making their last stand. It's a perfect set of shots, but it doesn't mean enough. 247. Going to be held for now, but B is getting captured.
So
you need to hold 2 separate points if you're Utah State.
It doesn't look like they're going to have enough time. Unfortunate. That is a game set point.
I'm silent because 1, that scoreline is insane. 2, I'm just so used to hearing them get so loud, and they were dead silent after game 1.
All business.
That is not typically what you see from them, but they absolutely mean business. I said we weren't going to have a quick series. If the rest of the series is like that, I mean,
Yet again, it is interface.
damn.
Someone's cheating again. No, but yeah, that was a rough one. Obviously, Southern Miss was blessed. It was a good showing coming back from Utah State there. They were able to get something going towards the end of the game, but it wasn't enough.
No, and interference, I mean, you're going to see a lot of score lines like that too.
Yeah.
It looked really, really bad for Utah State, but you can very well bounce back on recharge here. At the same time, though, Southern Miss handled it perfectly. They knew what they needed to do. They executed off rip, and I mean, it was like a 9-1 start for Widow, and you can't ask for much more than that.
Yeah, I mean, after the spawns flipped and USU was able to establish getting 2 hills and they had map control and they had overshield, it didn't phase them at all. They just took their time. They knew they had a 200-point lead, so it's kind of helpful. But with doing that, they were able to just clear USU and pick up a few rotations and then close out the game.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how much easier it is to win the game when you have a 200-point lead.
Yeah, that's true.
After that, it starts to become smooth sailing
no
for the rest
pressure
of it.
at all.
Yeah, I mean, you're just hanging out, waiting to get that victory screen on your monitor. And
Victory screech, maybe.
yeah, certain teams to victory screech, especially on LAN. I mean, when it was LAN, I had to like cover my ears because like I didn't have game sound, so like I just had to cover my ears to be able to hear myself talk.
Yeah, that's my team.
And I was gonna say, and it was mostly your team's fault. It was mostly your team's fault.
That's definitely my team. Shout out my teammates. I wasn't the one yelling usually. I just sat there, let them do the talking. I just let my gameplay do the talking for the most part. They're the loud ones. They were the loud ones.
But we should be hopping into game 2 relatively quickly. I'd imagine Utah State might want a minute to calm the nerves a little, talk things over, get
into a Slayer on recharge.
Yeah, and Southern Miss 2-0 on the map. They are also at a +50 differential. I believe they have 100 kills to 50 deaths. Something like that.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, +50 in any mode of any form is usually a
good sign. Usually a good sign. Hopefully they're able to keep that momentum going as they've been pretty hot today.
They have. I mean, they looked incredible in that first series. The word mistake was non-existent.
Yeah, no. They've been pretty flawless, and as long as they keep their stuff going, don't get rattled. Even if they do get rattled, they just need to bring it back, maintain composure, and keep it rolling.
The only rattling I'm seeing with these 4 players is all 4 of them looking like rattlesnakes up there in the grass. I mean, just incredible work so far in both series today. Now, you do have a little more contained of a map on recharge.
Yeah.
The spawns are a little more, they're still predictable, but you actually have space to like move instead of just getting shot immediately. Mm-hmm. And you have the opportunity to break out of that. There's more power weapons. There's power items that can help you get out of that. Shock rifle specifically is what I really want to point point out,
Yeah.
Manny last series had, I think, 4 or 5 kills on map 1 with that shock rifle, and Widow is just a demon anytime there's a weapon like that in his hands, whether it's a sniper, whether it's a shock,
Yep.
whatever it is. I mean, he's
He will hit those shots. He
Yeah.
will do it. Don't want it in his hands. That was our number one point when playing against the Southern Miss team. Don't let that guy get sniper, please.
Yeah,
It's a nightmare.
Starts ripping you, and we'll have to see what spawn Southern Miss gets. If you can manage to get that A dom side spawn, you can usually get to that shock rifle.
Yeah.
Better or quicker than the team spawning on the C side of the map. We'll see though, depending on what they want to go for, because obviously you're gonna have camo spawning at the bottom of the map too.
Yep.
All those power items, of course, going to affect the early game, and we'll see what they end up going for. I'd imagine they want to look to slide towards camo here, maybe. Again, that's really just dependent on what side you spawn on.
Yeah, I mean, we're still waiting on getting into the game here. Probably some Halo technical difficulties per usual,
Yeah,
but it's fine. We'll just keep yammering.
a little bit.
Do you want to mention anything that's coming up in the next few days, week?
So tomorrow we will be off stream. As far as I know, we don't have anything going on. Monday we will be streaming Apex. They are taking on the ECAC finals. That is up to 5 total matches for that day, but there's a chance that the team could win before that. So
Yeah.
likely they might win before 5 matches. My prediction is they win in 3. Now
That'd be pretty crazy.
it would be, but they had almost 550 points in the ECAC season, and the next closest team had 271.
Yeah,
something like that.
They were up by at least 100 points last time I checked in on them, and needless to say, I'm pretty sure that's very impressive if you can't pick up on that.
Yeah.
But they just finished up their Octane Collegiate. They're headed to the finals, actually, so they did qualify. I think they got 2nd place, I'm pretty sure. I didn't check in on the final standings for that, but they did at least get top 5 guaranteed, so that's pretty good work from them.
Yeah, we'll see them in the Octane finals next Sunday. Now, there's a good chance we don't stream that because we have our COD going on,
Yes.
which will be on the 16th and 17th, which that being next Saturday, next Sunday. And alongside that this week, Tuesday, I don't know if we'll have any streams. I think it's just Mortal Kombat, so we might look to stream that. We'll see what happens there. Wednesday will be Call of Duty. They will be taking on the first round of playoffs. They'll take on Conestoga Condors. That should be at 6 p.m. They'll also have a show match with the ROTC team that they decide to put together.
Yes.
That will go on after, and that will be on Black Ops 6. That will not be on MW3 as far as I'm aware.
Yes.
The match at 6 will be on MW3. Thursday will be, I believe, Overwatch ECAC playoffs. I don't know who they're playing, but they definitely got top 2 in their division, so they're making playoffs. And Friday, I believe we are off that day. I don't think there's anything going on.
Yeah, I think that's just a travel day for teams as we set up here for the LAN Saturday. So we got to make sure everything looks nice and good for everybody, set up the whole venue, and we might give teams a little bit of a tour just to see what they're working with here. But yeah, I'm excited to get this week rolling.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty good week now that we're in the playoff sphere. Always exciting to watch playoffs, no matter what team it is. I've also just been around collegiate esports for almost 6-7 years now, so I'm just old, I think, and a little bit of a nerd.
All right, Unc.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, looks like we're finally in here. Let's get things rolling.
Starting off with Manny. They are going to get that A-side spawn. You're going to see one player go up towards glass, and we'll see who challenges them. That might be Widow, who's up there looking for the shock rifle. Actually, it's Cardi who's going to be up there, and he will get the kill on a thoughtful face. J-Dog looking towards, it's going to be Bat Ledge, but also you have Chimkin right next door, taking that player on near camo, but it's going to be all kills for Southern Miss. First one for the side of Utah State, second one for the side of Utah State will go to J-Dog, but really outside of that, it's been nothing. I saw Cardi also had the shock rifle, and that's probably going to be camo in their favor.
Looks like Cardi was caught overextending a little bit there. Same with Manny. This team play needs to be as clean as possible. This USU team is nothing to sleep on, even though that they just got smoked on that last map. That is just due to the map.
Chimkin going for sticks, and now he has to actually shoot his gun if he wants to live here, and he won't be able to get away. A little bit of some dodgy movement, but not good enough. As you'll see, Manny and Solaire push all the way over towards boxes. They know that these players are trapped. Manny going to be the head of the spear here, but there's also a couple players going on a pinch for the side of Utah State, so the Aggies might be able to get at least a kill out of it, and they do. They take down Widow, and that player in boxes will fall, and so will Manny. It's going to be 3 kills for Utah State. They're finally looking like they have some life here. It's going to be 8-12, a lot closer than before. Now Widow trying to escape, does manage to, has essentially 0 HP. There comes a nade. He's just barely getting his shield back.
Lots of nades being thrown at him here. He's pushed out rapidly. His teammates are able to trade him, maybe. Oh, and he does.
That's a reload. Chimkin getting cooked like a rotisserie. There's the camo backup. Shock rifle in the hands of Solaire. Map control for Southern Miss.
So we got Shotzi USM here with all the movement tech and the sniper. Let's see what he's able to make happen with this stuff.
Did you see how fast he stopped there?
Yeah.
His knees have to be begging for mercy after that one.
Oh, there's one.
There's another right in front of him. A double kill for Solaire.
I guarantee you he's going to fly at the last 2 here. Well, there's only one up, but there it is.
There he is. Yeah, that's a wild shot. 1 in 6 though. Thoughtful face. The guy I would expect to have the numbers for Utah State currently having a rough game.
Well, he's got 5 assists.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's 6 and 6 in the KAD, so mainly just doing damage right now.
Oh, and he's turned on by Manny. Oh, Chicken, you need to clean up that kill. That is necessary. As Cardi takes down Thoughtful Face, the lead is now growing for Southern Miss. It's 22-15. They are up by 7 kills here.
Comfortable for now if you are Southern Miss. The Golden Eagles continuing to soar in this series. Shot not going to connect. Chimkin looking for this kill, and he does get it. It's going to be a headshot onto Manny, and Solaire responds with one on a J-Dog.
Got his revenge right there. That was another turn on, but on the receiving end was Manny this time.
And Chimkin gonna get another kill onto Cardi, looking for a third, won't find it, runs out of ammo in the shock, so now needs to pull out the bandit once again. Chimkin, by the way, sitting at 11 and 3, leading the squad, and almost has half the kill, actually has over half the kills if you are Utah State and can't get the punch. So it will be a weird trade. Still a 5-kill lead if you are Southern Miss. Solaire looking to get up to top glass, and he may be able to grab a shock rifle. It hasn't spawned in just yet, but it should be in pretty soon.
Looks like they know that USU is pinned in C right now. They're probably trying to form a pinch here. Looks like one player falls on each team. Let's see what they're able to do. Widow is traded out, so now it's a 2v2.
Cardi has camo here, but everyone from Utah State gets killed, so he has to wait for just a couple more seconds and gets...
Cardi whiffs.
He misses that last shot, and I'll say there's a guy in the league whose name quite resembles what you need to do.
Yeah, last shot, baby. Come on, hit it. But the lead is still growing, even with those missed shots. It is 35-26 here. They know that they're pinned in long haul. Let's see if Cardi's gonna hit any of his sniper shots, and he's gonna miss. But Solaire's there to back him up. Oh, there's a snipe.
Body shot. Should be putting that player to 1, and he does. Chimkin, though, from I would assume across the map, does at least find Cardi. It doesn't really matter, though. Chimkin is getting a kill every so often. Like, there he gets another one, maybe looking for the third or second. Sorry, but
able to play his life real well.
Chimkin having some good movement and getting a lot of kills, but the rest of the squad is lagging behind right now, and you're running out of time. It is 39-30. You need to get this one together.
Yeah, this is where the team play shows. You need to slow down, make the game your pace. This is not going to happen by flying at them. They are a good team. Southern Miss is not afraid of... Oh.
He stuck himself.
Oh, no.
Chimkin.
That's not what you need to see, and you can't be turning around too. We see Solaire on a killing frenzy.
18 and 6. ripping apart Utah State. The Aggies are gonna likely go down in this game,
they're
and you
crumbling.
get the double punch Solaire. I mean, it can't get much worse than that. At least it's not a steaktacular, but the Chimkin may be cooked, as it's 47-33. Just 3 more, and Southern Miss will have a 2-0 lead and look to close out the series.
Yeah, maybe our predictions were wrong, but hopefully USU proves us wrong in this next map, because as of right now, it's not looking too good. Oh, good nade kill there from Solaire.
And now
looking
just
for the
one more.
last and final kill as Solaire
And
had snipe.
Yeah, this game is done. There's
Yeah.
no way.
And
there it
it's
is.
over.
20-7 Solaire.
Wow. He was on fire, man. Holy.
Demon on the map. In
Yeah,
that one.
Shotsy right there, man. Come on.
2-0 lead for Southern Miss. Now we will have an oddball on streets. Southern Miss also 2-0 in this mode, +3. They've only lost 1 round.
Yeah, I think this might be relatively quick. I thought it was gonna be a lot longer. But we spent more time waiting to load into the map than
Game 2 than playing.
actually playing it.
No disrespect to Utah State.
I
We
love
talked about
those-
it before the series.
I
We,
love
we
those
enjoy
guys.
these guys. They are incredible. But this is a rough one. 4,400 damage for Solaire.
Also-
4,200 for Cardi.
Forgot to mention it. Thoughtful face got engaged.
He did? Yes. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
You know what? I probably did and kind of forgot, but
Love this guy, man.
congrats, brother.
to him.
I mean, that definitely, I remember that happened months ago, right?
No. I think it's more recent.
Oh, it might be more
Let me
recent.
double check. Hold on.
I thought it was a few months ago, but I could be.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
on
okay.
Halloween.
Okay. I thought it was way longer
Yeah,
for some reason.
Thoughtful face. got engaged.
Absolutely, congrats, brother.
Congrats to that guy.
That's awesome. Love to hear it. Into the game.
Yes.
We do have map 3 loading up. I did see that there's a GA in chat. Normally I don't talk about GAs on stream, but because it was literally shown on screen, we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't know what gun it is, but it's.
I think it's a shotgun.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. It's the Bulldog.
Yeah.
So you won't see the Bulldog, but you also didn't see the Bulldog last street. So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's GAs in place in the Pro League that you can't use the shotgun.
yeah, I think that's like the only gun. There might be one.
I think it's also the AR.
Oh.
Not
Not the
commando,
burst. Yeah.
but the fully automatic rifle.
Yeah. And it looks like Southern Miss has grabbed ball time. 1 second on the board if you are Utah State, but that one has been rotated all the way to back PD. And oh man, you just witnessed the whole team jump in front of you. That's 2 dead, and that's going to be some map pressure now if you are Utah State. Southern Miss are
Widow still
probably
has
going to have
the
to play
ball.
this ball to mid.
This is not an ideal rotation spot as USU is pushing that way, but he's able to get it at least to mid.
How has he managed to even get that to mid? He should have been dead way
It's a
earlier.
good play, but USU's there to pick it up.
How long though? You see Southern Miss is already back on this fight. Cardi almost gets that kill, but
And he's in the
doesn't
back
get
line.
Player one.
But he was caught throwing a nade.
And the nade doesn't connect. So now it's just going to be the player in PD, and then Thoughtful Face actually is that player in PD, and he will
That
get
nade
naded out.
connects. This is very mixy here. They're spawning parallel to each other with the ball in the middle. They need to get control of it, which it looks like Southern Miss just got the ball, and right now we're just waiting on USU to make a push.
Yeah, great work from Southern Miss. They're controlling
Two
this
big
chaos,
kills?
But yeah, they immediately go down. The second I say they're doing good job, they get wiped off the map. So it's going to be control now for Utah State. Feels like we have not really been able to say that almost ever. 34 points for USM, so they can absolutely still take this round for the
100%.
Aggies.
This is a good setup here from USU. They've got all 4 alive. Now, how will they handle this upcoming split push from USM? They got 1 dead there, traded out. That's a 1-2. Are they able to pick up that player in PD? And then they are, so there you go. Widow falls to the player in PD. Now it's a 3v2. Now it's a 2v2. Ball is played in the middle of the map, though.
Yeah, Cardi, by the way, was 0-4, I'm pretty sure. So he's already back to 3-4. Good bounce back there. He also has 15 seconds on time. Widow with the most at 19. Cardi will also have the camo, so he can grab ball here and just start rotating it. That camo going to make it even harder to see where he is at. And now we're going to see who ends up getting the time this go around. Good work from Cardi to stay alive there. Still has camo to go, but gets naded, so he might just die in this engagement. Somehow he's still alive and still has camo.
Somehow he's managed to get out of that. I don't know how he stayed alive. Got a trade though.
What? How?
Traded himself. I don't know.
And that's going to be a collapse though on for the rest of the Southern Miss team. They're not able to control where the ball is. It's stuck in PD, and Utah State at least collapsing, keeping Southern Miss off ball. They're only down by 30, so even as long as they just force Southern Miss off time, they could be in a decent spot. But it looks like the ball is going to be controlled again for Southern Miss. They get all of the kills they need, and the push from Utah State getting stifled, and now they're spawning all the way out. This could be round for Southern Miss if they manage to get another wave or two of kills.
Yeah, the time is ticking, especially on the white clock. When the ball is not being held, the timer drains very quickly. You don't notice it until you're actually too late into the game. Here, they're going to need to keep controlling this ball if they want to win. They cannot let white clock keep ticking.
Yeah, and every form of time is against them, whether it's the opposing team score, whether it's the game clock. And I mean, at this point, Southern Miss is in such a good spot, and we'll see J-Dog look to pinch, and he does at least spot a couple. One is taken down, two are taken down. Thoughtful Face and Redacted gonna find
They know where he is.
some, and yeah, they know exactly where Solaire is. Can you at least find one? No. That's a good wipe. If you are Utah State now, they can start to work their way back into this one, but they're down by 60.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard hold for them. This is not what you want to see from your ball carrier, though. You cannot stand in the open, even if you're rotating. Throw that ball, move as fast as you can, but you cannot take shots like that, because if you fall, then it's automatically a 3v4 for your team. And you're not holding ball time.
And you see Solaire there. It's a weird play. He just kind of blasted through, maybe not expecting someone to be watching that angle, but Widow will at least get a trade out. Now he's going to have some help with the rest of the squad, and here comes Manny looking to at least find the second. Just has to continue pushing forward, allow for the rest of Southern Miss to get some kills. Chimkin does find that last bullet onto Widow. The ball will be stuck in mid.
They got split spawns, so Southern Miss was unaware that happened, and they were getting shot in the back.
And Southern Miss can still play this clock, though. They're doing a good job of keeping Utah State out of this one. There's still a chance for Utah State to come back, but they're going to have to grab the ball here soon if they want to get more time and if they want to have a chance in this round.
Yeah, right now, USU just picked up the ball again. They're only down by 20, but they're falling rapidly here. They are on top of it, but yet again, that's 3 dead for USU. There's only 15 seconds remaining on the ball for Southern Miss.
And you're going to see that player take it into PD. That might just do it for the round. That's good movement, and that's going to be Manny just holding on to ball. Good stuff there. Can he escape with his life, though, at least for till the time runs out, and he does. Also had help with the team, so good rotation there from Manny to close out the round. Now 1 round away from shutting this series down.
Yeah, as you look at the scoreboard here, all 4 players from Southern Miss have held the ball for a pretty decent amount of time. But on the flip side, USU, this guy Redacted has been holding the ball the entire time. You need to split the ball, holding the ball up between more of your players. Otherwise, you won't be able to get ball time.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to help your team's case if only one person is capable of getting ball time. I mean, 2 goose eggs on that scoreboard is quite brutal.
Yeah, it's not what you want to see, although Thoughtful's only had a few seconds, but it's better than none. At least it shows that he's willing to pick up the ball. If I were USU, I'd be like, hey guys, we need to start holding the ball when we have players down.
Yeah, I feel like Utah State had a good bit of control in a few different situations there. And ultimately, it didn't end up going their way. Like, they just stopped. They just didn't play ball. And that kind of cost them in the first round. They were only lost by, what, 40, 50 points?
Yeah. So maybe they're more comfortable. There you go. That was a pretty nice play there from Cardi. But maybe they feel more comfortable setting up down here instead of top A. Because it didn't seem like they were able to hold and maintain map positioning while in A.
Thoughtful Face was maybe not expecting a player to be there. Manny, though,
Redacted with the overkill.
Gets an overkill, and no one holding ball. And finally, someone does, but there's probably 10, 12 seconds lost there. Now, look at the scoreboard. It's not the end of the world, but when you consider the big picture, you need to be getting time.
Yeah, this is exactly what you wanted to see last round when you got players down, but that's what you're seeing this time from USU. But Southern Miss cleans them up. There's only one alive right now. Looks like Southern Miss is going to finally start racking up ball time.
And it looks like we're finally seeing Utah State fight back in this series. It feels like Southern Miss has had control this entire time, but they're going to have to claw back by 30 points. I mean, you have 2 players on the A side of the map. This could cause some really weird spawns. They need to be very careful with how far up they're pushed.
Yeah, they're spawning in red and driveway right now. They might get pinched ASAP. They're going to get pinched by Southern Miss, actually. Ball is still being held. Cardi punches him, gives him that good old Mike Tyson left hook, sits him down.
And slowly you're seeing the score go towards Southern Miss. Now, clock's ticking. They're about to take the lead again, and it's just almost feeling inevitable at this point. Solaire will finish off that kill, gets the second. That's a 2-piece if you're Solaire. Now, the other 2 players are going to be going over towards that B Dom side. Ramp will be the next place for Solaire to charge on over towards.
Solaire might get ripped here. There's a lot of play, but did he stick him? He did. Oh, wow. What
That's
a double.
Huge 2-piece for Solaire.
And the ball is still being held. They are now up by 30 points. This is not looking great for USU. They need a break now. They do have the ball, but it's getting a little bit sticky.
And look at that. I mean, it's a 1-for-1 trade for Widow. Redacted gonna go down
2
as
players
well. It's just 2 players now if you are Utah State. And they spotted the ball carrier. Does at least find 1, but it's not gonna be enough. Still need to find a few more kills. And are they gonna be able to? No, Cardi gets another. And that it's going to be C control for Southern Miss, but can they get to the ball before it resets? I don't know how long it's been sitting, and it looks like Cardi has managed to grab it, and they're going to cross that 80-point mark. They might even hit 90 before Utah State can even get near them.
Yeah, they have all the map control right now. Camo is coming up in 9 seconds, so if they able to get Cardi off the ball and pick up Camo for USU, it might be over, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. The ball is being rotated towards B right now. There's 3, 2, 1. There you go. Didn't matter.
Wow.
Unable to make any plays towards the end of that game. They were able to establish pretty well off in the first round. Well, second round. But didn't matter.
114 seconds of ball time if you're Cardi, by the way. Just an incredible showing all around, though. I think there are multiple players with 30, 40 seconds plus of ball time. So a great showing for Southern Miss. I mean, man, it doesn't get much better than that. I mean, yeah, almost 2 minutes as carrier for Cardi. 4,600 damage for Cardi as well. 59 for Solaire, 57, almost 58 for Widow.
Thoughtful and Redacted were putting in work over there.
They were.
They had the most amount of time, most damage, and they looked like they were doing it all.
Yeah, I mean, Utah State, though, going to fall. Southern Miss now 5-2 on the season. I think they only have 1 or 2 more matches left. So that's just great work from Southern Miss.
Hopefully they'll close out undefeated other than the UNG Fisher games. But it's looking good. All right, we're going to swap me out over here with Mr. Cardi.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Howdy.
We don't get a lot of opportunities to do post-game interviews all the time, so we're gonna pop
I was
one
expecting
over.
this.
I was not expecting a 3-0. I mean, how are you feeling after 2 3-0s today?
The first one kind of expected. I mean, if you watch that, it was pretty bad. That was pretty expected. They're a lower seed. I don't think they're expected to make playoffs. Utah State, this has been kind of hyped up because they're a scrim partner, and it could be a 3-2. It could be a 3-1, you know. We haven't lost to them in scrims, and it's been like a 70% win rate over like 40 maps. But like recently, we've just been doing better and better against them. So we kind of went in that pretty confident, even though 2 of us haven't played the game in like 2 weeks because of Call of Duty. And then we've
boy.
just been playing all day on these setups because we've had an in-person scrimmage and then played some COD and just had some ranked in.
A long day for you guys, huh?
I mean, not that bad.
Yeah, it could be worse.
Yeah, it could be worse, but
So now you move to 5-2, third seed, I'd imagine. I don't see how it would change at that point. What are your thoughts going into the rest of the regular season and also with playoffs now coming up?
so we got RIT Monday, and that should be pretty much a guaranteed win. They're worse than Utah State, in my opinion. We've scrimmed them before, and we haven't struggled against them. I don't think we've ever dropped a map to them. And then we have Utah Valley, which has kind of been hyped up, but I don't imagine we lose to them either. These are two pretty easy games, in my opinion. We had our hard games at the beginning of the season, and now it's just we're soaring. Going into playoffs, it's top 6, and I don't believe we'll get a first round bye because first 2 get it, and we've lost to the first 2 teams. It kind of just depends on where we go in that, wherever third seed is put. If we face second place, then we have to face a team that we historically really bad against. If we get against first seed after the first round, then I imagine we could maybe do an upset because that's North Georgia, which we took them at 5, surprisingly. It kind of just depends on our placement. I don't imagine we lose the first round, but the second round's when it gets, interesting.
All right. So one last question for you. I mean, do you got any final words for the team, the viewers, any of all that before we head out for the night and for the weekend?
I mean, just thanks for watching, It's really appreciative to get time on stream and just really have the ability to be watched, especially at the high tier we are this season. Last season we were 8th seed maybe, we were not expected to do good, and this season we're soaring at the top, and it's just really good to, I think all of us feel good about having the good vibes and having people watch and just seeing us do good, and really just it feels really good to imagine that.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me here. But that is going to do it for us today. As you can see at the bottom right corner of your screen, at Southern Miss Esports on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Also here on Twitch. Just go down below and follow. On Twitter/X, it's going to be at USM Esports. Slightly different, basically the same idea. And go follow us on all of those platforms. Of course, it always helps us out. But thank you guys all for watching, and we'll catch you guys on Monday with the Apex ECAC Grand Finals. We'll see you guys then. Southern Miss to the top. See you guys on Monday.